Hello, everyone, and welcome to another MindShift Monday. I'm Fatima Bey, the MindShifter. I will be here on Facebook every Monday at 7. Eventually, I will branch out to other platforms, but just Facebook for now. Last week, we talked about, so every week, I talk about something different. And right now I'm going to go through a series called Character Assessment, and we're going to talk about different characteristics that we need to look for in people. So, it's very important that we pay attention to who we have our relationships with. So in dating, friendship, and in business, all three of those areas, everything that I'm talking about and everything that I'm going on about and talking about character assessment affects all three areas, sometimes a little differently depending on the topic. So it is very important that we pay attention to who we are connected to and who's around us. But all of the topics I'm going to talk about seem very simple. However, I take deep dives into each topic, so I will talk about them in ways that are typically not talked about and are not filled with political correctness. I'm just going to be blunt, raw, and real. So, how do we assess the character of the people around us? So again, this series is not about judgment. It's about making wise choices on who we connect with. And because all of those choices will affect our lives. And some of these may be uncomfortable, but they're true. They might not be what you want to hear, and I might be talking about you or someone you know, but they are still true nonetheless. So you want to make sure you are paying attention to them. All right, let's dive into it. I'm going to teach you about principles and not just details. Well, I'll add details for you to get the point, but the principles are what I focus on. I will not be before you very long today. I rarely do messages for everyone in most of what I teach, but this series is actually for everyone. All of us need to take a look at these character assessments of every kind of relationship around us. All right. Today we're talking about lying. Seems like a pretty basic, obvious one. Like, yeah, don't lie. Lies are bad. Okay. You're not going to tell me anything new. Yeah, but I might. Because I'm going to take a deeper dive into why we lie in the first place and what that means on a deeper level of character. So let's take a deep dive. First of all, talk about what is lying. Most people don't think about it this way. And I'm going to say it for you twice. A lie is how weak people respond to reality or perceived reality. I'm going to say that again. A lie is how weak people respond to reality or perceived reality. And this is not 100% true, but it is 99% true. Where it is not true is if you have to tell a lie because you're in a life and death situation and the crazy person, like in a Lifetime movie, says, tell me you love me or I'll kill you. Well, then you're going to say whatever they say in the moment, no matter what it is. Okay, those are exceptions. Those are exceptions, but I'm talking about in everyday life. A lie is a weak response to reality. Now, why is this true? This is true because you lie because you don't want to deal with the consequences of the truth. You don't want to deal with the actual truth yourself. You don't want to admit the truth is truth, so you make up a lie about it. You don't want your friend to get mad at you because you told them that the way they made their soup sucked. It wasn't very flavorful. And they made dinner and they ask you what your opinion is. So you pretend like it was delicious when it tastes like cardboard. You're doing that because it's uncomfortable for you to tell the truth. But in fact, if you tell the truth, she might make it better next time or just get mad at you because she also doesn't like the truth. So a lot of times we lie because it's uncomfortable to deal with the responses that we get from people. Again, a lie is a weak response to reality or perceived reality most of the time. There's a lot of other reasons why we lie. Little lies or big lies. And all of them are about weakness. They're not about strength. They're not about facing what we don't want to. And that's the weak part. Now, let me ask you this. Everyone lies, right? We all lie. We all tell a lie. Every person on earth has told a lie at some point in time in their life. Even if you don't lie on a regular basis, we've all done it. That doesn't make you, that is not what I'm talking about in today's message. I'm not talking about you told a lie once. I am talking about someone who lies on a regular basis. It is a pattern in their life. So if a person lies on a regular basis, they are constantly telling you things that you know are not true. They're either lying because they want to impress somebody, and again, weak response to a perceived reality. They lie and tell you that they did something they didn't, that people liked them when they didn't, that they got a response when they did XYZ, that people wanted XYZ from them. They lie because they want to be impressive, because their perceived reality is that they're not impressive and that they have to lie to you to get you to be impressed. That is a weak response to a perceived reality. So, again, when I talk about liars, I'm talking about those who make it a habit. It is their pattern. It is how they live their lives by constantly lying. It is what they do on a regular basis. You want to avoid those people. And both the areas of that I talk about are dating, relationships are dating, friendships, and business. All three of those, what does a liar do? It makes you not trust them. Why in the world would you want to get into a relationship with someone you cannot trust? What relationship do you have? Do you want to run around after this person because you don't trust them? And every time they're running around, they talking to somebody else. And oh my God, they cheating on me. Oh, they're not giving me all the attention I want. Why do you want to be in that? Who the hell needs that? I don't get it. Like, why bother? What is a relationship without trust? How can you grow in a relationship if you don't have trust? How can you trust someone who consistently lies? Someone who consistently lies, you don't know what they mean when they talk. You don't know what the actual truth is. How can you move forward in any kind of relationship with someone who consistently lies? Think about that. That's in dating. Friendships. Someone who consistently lies. How can you trust their opinion? How can you trust what they say? Well, I want to know if I did a really good job on this sculpture. So I'm going to ask my friend Linda. Well, Linda's always lying and telling everybody they do every great things. She's a yes man. Why would I trust her opinion? You can't trust her opinion because she lies. And yes, if you're a yes man and you're telling people that you like things you don't, and I just want to make you feel good in the moment, I don't want to deal with your response when I tell you the truth about what I think about what you did or how you dressed or how you cooked or whatever it is. So I'm just going to say, yeah. Those people don't care about you. They care about their feelings more than you. They are liars. They won't use the word lie, but they are liars. If they're consistently showing you this characteristic, I would back up, because now you can't trust what comes out of their mouths when you need a genuine opinion. You need genuine feedback about something. And now you can't trust Sheila or whoever, because they're constantly lying. They tell you to your face what you want to hear instead of what you actually need to hear, instead of what is actually true. So, and when it comes to business, this is a pretty obvious one. It should be a big one. If someone is consistently lying, why the hell would you get in a business relationship with them? I'm just saying. Now, there are exceptions to that, because sometimes you might need to get into a business partnership with someone who constantly lies, but that means that you're going to constantly have to double check and prove everything they say. They're going to make you a promise, and you're going to have to get proof before you believe them. And if you can afford to live like that, if you can afford to function like that within a business relationship, then it might work. But why? Why do you need to do that? Are you so desperate that you need to connect yourself with someone you cannot trust? If they're lying to you, if they're lying to everyone else, guess who else they're lying to? You. Duh. If they're lying to everyone else, they're lying to you too. Why would you get into a business partnership with them? Because a business partnership can affect your pocketbook. The other relationships may not affect your pocketbook, but a business relationship will always affect your pocketbook in one way or another. Sorry, I was about to sneeze. So make sure you're paying attention to these liars that are around you. And I'm mentioning the different ways that people lie because we don't think of them, especially as Americans. We don't think of those things as lies, but they are. When people are dishonest with you and not telling you the truth, when you want to know what they think, and they're being yes men instead, they are liars. They're not telling you the truth. You want to be mindful of that. Something else I want to point out is someone who lies about small things will also lie about big things. I don't know why people don't connect the dots there. If they lie about a tiny thing, again, lies are a weak person's response to reality or perceived reality, because sometimes it's not true, but they think it is. Lies are a weak response. So if you have that, if someone is lying to you about small things, they are absolutely going to lie about bigger things. Why? Because it's the same mindset. It's coming from the same person. A little piece of cake and a big piece of cake are still the same cake. I can have a big cake, and if I cut a tiny little slice, or if I cut a big slice, it's still part of the same cake. It's still coming from the same person. So why in the world do you think that they lie about little things all the time, that they're not going to lie about big things when you're in a business partnership, cause you to lose a contract, et cetera, et cetera? That should be common sense, but it's not, which is why I'm saying it today. I want you to take a deeper dive and look at the people around you. Do you have liars around you? Do you have yes men around you? Do you have people that always want to make you feel good instead of telling you the truth? I don't mean a word of encouragement where they omit the negative parts and they only tell you the positive right now in this moment because you need to be encouraged, because I will do that sometimes. That's not the same thing as lying. I mean the people that will tell you that you did a good job singing that song when you're about to go on American Idol. This is a wonderful example. American Idol, America's Got Talent, whatever show's coming up next, all those different talent shows. Now you sound like a frog dying, and they tell you, "Oh girl, you sound so good. You should definitely go on that show." Those people are yes men. They are liars, and you should not have them as friends. They don't give a crap about you. They care more about their comfort than they do about your well-being. Because if they cared about your well-being, they wouldn't let you go on stage and look like a fool and sound like a frog getting choked and about to die. We've seen those episodes, those little playbacks that they make. These are not your friends. These are yes men. They are liars. And you should stay far away from them. Again, I'm not talking about people who lie once in a little bit. I'm talking about people who lie consistently on a regular basis. These are the people that you need to take the character assessments of those around you. And I don't care if you're related to them. Do not trust them. Because where they're coming from is a place of weakness. They're going to respond with their weak selves to every situation around them, including yours. Yes, common sense ain't so common. So again, if they lie to everybody else, they're lying to you too. Now, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments now so that I can respond. I'll give you guys a minute to do that. Let's see what else people are saying here. Yep. No trust, no foundation in any kind of relationship. And I'm very serious about that when it comes to business. If I can't trust you, you're not being a partner with me. And you could be Oprah Winfrey. I don't care how big your name is and how much money you have. You don't mean crap to me if I can't trust you. Period, end. And I won't get into a close relationship. I might get into a business partnership far away where I can, test you. How do you know you can trust someone? Very good point. So let me answer that. Very good question. How you know you can trust someone is the same way you know you can't trust them. Repeated patterns over time. Life is going to test all of us, whether we like it or not. When life is happening around that person, look at how they respond to whatever's happening. Do they quickly lie about something that they don't need to just to get out of something so they can be lazy or emotionally lazy? I don't trust that person at freaking all. Okay? But again, the same way you can tell that someone you can tell that there's someone you shouldn't trust because they have proven it through a situation. They have proven it over and over and over again. They have demonstrated a pattern. And I say wait for a pattern, because just because someone responded to one thing once does not necessarily mean that they're going to respond to everything that way. There may have been something particular about that situation that you didn't know or understand. They could be trauma responding. But when you see a pattern over time, that's how you know you can or cannot trust someone. It goes both ways. Now, any other questions? All right. I am going to get off here because I got lots of stuff to do. But I just want to get on here and give you my little nugget of wisdom for this MindShift Monday. And I hope that you can take this. Yes, this does deal with family too. I mentioned that earlier. This topic is relevant to everyone around you, even your own mama. I don't care who you're talking about. This topic is relevant to every single person around you. So, thank you all for attending, and those who will watch in the future. And I will see you next Monday promptly at 7.